I'm going to cast and record this like it's the GSL Code S final. You are all in for a big treat. If you have never seen this mod before, if you don't know what this mod is, it is one of the most dank mods that I've ever seen for StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. It is called Zombie Fest. And my overlay doesn't really work with multiple players, but it's still an awesome overlay. So, this mod, let's introduce the players first, and then we'll go into the details. In the top left of Invader LE, this is one of the new ladder maps for next season. Doesn't have gold minerals, though, with 20,000 minerals. That is part of the mod. We have Resin, representing Sir W, the Nathanias clan on Battle.net. In the top right, we have Psystorm's Zergwave, the Grandmaster Zerg player, now playing Protoss in purple. And in the bottom right, we have, from Clan Cucked, with the picture of David Kim's face, we have DTF Legit Lee. And in the bottom left, as the Red Zerg player, representing TGIT, not actually sure what that means. Thank God it's Tuesday. We have Pardee. Alright, so this mod, if you didn't get it when I said it in the loading screen, it's called Zombie Fest. I've set it to the maximum difficulty. There are literally zombies all over the map. And when I say literally zombies all over the map, I mean they do not stop spawning until you destroy all of the huts and the little pupile things, the cocoons. Now, I will tell you that as the game progresses, the zombies can get an infinite amount of upgrades. Every few minutes, they'll go to 1-1, then to 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5. That's right. I once had a game where the zombies actually made it to 10 out of 10, and then we died because nothing damaged them anymore. So the mineral patches will all run out except for the gold ones. So basically, after a little while, you're on half a base for a long time. And that's pretty much how all of the bases are set up. It's been adjusted. I think if there were gold bases, yeah, they do stay gold, but the geysers are rich geysers as well. So, just so you guys know, you can get rid of all the zombies. There is a way to make them stop. Oh, by the way, occasionally we hit nighttime, and then the zombies attack the players. So you don't actually have that much time before they come after you and kill you. So, for example, Zerg Party might just die. Zerg Wave's like, WTF. What do we do? Survive. I don't know. So, basically, progressively new zombies come as well. So, you know, you've got your standard run-of-the-mill infested marine, standard stats, right? It's just an infested marine. You've got your regular infested Terrans that just do melee damage, kind of like Zerglings. But throughout the course of this game, you're going to see big ones pop up. There'll be big infested marines that have more health, that do more damage. And eventually we'll have the, what are they called? The Abominations from the Heart of the Swarm campaign. Those pop up too. And finally, the last monster that gets added is Diablo, the Lord of Terror himself. Who literally is a giant baneling that does 200 damage to buildings and I think just 50 damage to anything that it touches on the ground. So this mode gets pretty crazy. This mode gets pretty crazy. As we can see, the first zombies are now arriving at the base of our Red Zerg player, Pardee. And, well, he's now going to be assaulted. Spinecrawler is a reasonable defense. Gonna need a few spines, I think. Now, nighttime only lasts so long. When nighttime is over, the zombies will stop coming towards your base. As you can see, all of the players right now are doing their best to survive against the zombie onslaught that is approaching their bases. Of course, I think Terran has an easier time with units like tanks and whatnot, but keep in mind, obviously a lot of these guys are anti-ground. There's a good amount of anti-air, but I'm also a jerk. So I set it to the maximum difficulty where the zombies will even burrow when low on health so that they don't die. Now, this is one of those scenarios where static defense reigns supreme. Well, the party's gotten a good amount of roaches out to help defend. Of course, the Terran player has that wall, as Donald Trump so aptly funded it. And the Adepts are starting to clean these up. Of course, the zombies are light units. They don't have upgrades yet. They're not that scary. Looks like DTF Legit Lee is having a little bit of trouble, but he's hanging in there. The Zerg player struggling a little, but everyone's doing okay. I mean, the roaches have really put an end to the madness of the zombies. The fact that they burrow is pretty dope, though. This is an awesome mod. It's called Zombie Fest. It's an extension mod. So you would go to just multiplayer, custom, create game with extension mod instead of just create game, and you pick Zombie Fest. It's one of the top played mods Interestingly enough, I found this mod randomly, but after I played it on stream once, it immediately got bumped up to the #1 played mod, so I'm assuming you guys have just been playing it a lot because of my stream. So, over time, the zombies become unstoppable, and there is a special surprise when all of the zombie buildings are destroyed, but I don't want to spoil that just yet. I will tell you that there will no more zombies will spawn once all of the buildings are blown up, so keep that in mind. Yeah. Yeah, no more zombies will spawn. Oh, Mothership Court! Wow, losing it to zombies. So, of course, this is still a free-for-all. These players are not allied with each other, which means that at the end of the day, when they're all mined out of resources, desperately fighting off the hordes and hordes of zombies, the only real solution at the end of it all is to still get to the other players' bases and kill them. Harassing your opponents is still useful because you can, as we all know, eliminate the other players before the zombies kill you, and you can still win the game. It's not a requirement to kill the zombies. They are merely, well, not merely. They're a pain in the ass. But that's kind of the whole point. So, Resin is going to be the last player to take his natural expansion. The zombies certainly got up in his business, but Liberators are a great solution to the zombies. They do a tremendous amount of damage. I will point out there are no air zombies, so Liberators, Void Rays, Brood Lords are all pretty much untouchable by the zombies. I guess Void Rays have to kind of get close, but Tempests are also great if you can get a wall. And oh, here we go. It looks like Party wants to just try to kill off one of his opponents right here. DTF Legitly from Team Cucked. Is David Kim about to take it? So, oh, can he afford to send all of his units across the map? It looks like Nathanias is going to finish. Now, if he attacks him, this gets tricky because now both of them are going to be even more vulnerable to the zombie attack. So, here we go. Liberation zones get put right on top of that Nidus Worm. He's going to throw the Corrosive Biles and misses the Liberators. So, Pardy, he's putting all of his chips now inside of the main base of his opponent. He's got 5 Spine Crawlers to try and defend his base. A Spore and a Queen. As we have a third base trying to be taken here by Zergwave. Now the Roaches and the Ravagers are slowly being picked apart by the Liberators. He needs to focus the Ravagers. Those are what can kill your Liberators. Focus the Ravagers? No. Okay, the Liberators are dead. Tanks are being microed in their medevacs, trying to stay alive, trying to keep the dream a reality. There's another Nidus starting in a queued Nidus to follow it up. The zombies are attacking. They have 1/1 upgrades, but with a couple reinforcing Roaches, it looks like Part's going to be able to hold on. Zergwave really extending himself to get that third expansion. Another one. And Party's like, I just want to kill you, man. And GTF Legitly's like, dude, come on, there's zombies in my base. The Liberator goes down. There's just one Liberator left for DTF Legitly. Possibly the first player to be eliminated here. As another eruption. 2 in the front. And is he going to drop one in the back? Nope. No, I guess he's a modest man. So, I don't know how DTF Legitly is supposed to make this work. He's going to move his only siege tank away in a desperate attempt to deal with the Ravagers. And, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. I feel bad for DTF Legitly. Meanwhile, Zergwave has gotten to carriers. All right. I can dig it. He's going to use the carriers, try to help clean up the zombies. While Resin's just been chilling, man. He took his natural very slowly, but he's quite safe on his side of the map. The carriers are going to be a great tool to deal with a lot of these anti-ground forces, but, you know, he's going to burn a lot of minerals using interceptors on those forces. So let's do a quick check-in. Let's look at everyone's supply. Yeah, DTF Legitly, he got what his username is. He got cucked pretty hard here. By Pard. Pard is at 99 supply, 90 supply for Resin, and 122 for our Grandmaster player. I figured throwing a GM in here and seeing what would happen would be interesting as well. So, DTF Legitly is going to try to float away, but there's still zombies, man! The zombies are still here. They're still going to attack. The zombies are still only at 1/1 upgrades, but, you know, these infested Terrans, infested Marines are only going to get more and more powerful as time goes by. David Kim gives a look of disapproval. He's like, why didn't I let you guys have upgrades in multiplayer? This is the reason why. Hopefully you guys understand now. We can't let the infested Terrans have upgrades, as the 2/2 Marine is dealing a tremendous amount of damage to the SCVs. That's how David Kim would say it. Oh, man. Okay, so this is a bit of a big one. You can see he's got a lot more health. And the SCVs don't stand a chance against this monster. So, they floated into purple. And purple's like, good day, Koba. as he slices up everything here. Another Nidus for Red. Is he really going to continue to push? He does not have what he needs to deal with carriers. Red is playing with fire. I think what he should do is just take Blue's base. By the way, zombies will spawn anywhere there is not a player. So, because the base is gone, zombies are now spawning in here. A Nidus is going to finish, but the infested Terrans are going to deal with this pretty easily if they focus the Nidus, but they won't. Okay. So it cleans this up, but not much else to do here. Resin is getting maximum liberation. I'll pull the production tab back up for you guys. We got Corruptors coming out. So Pards, what's he going to go for? Broodlords, maybe use Corruptors to try to pee on opposing buildings? Or is he actually going to try to deal with the Protoss player that's got multiple carriers out on the map? That's the tough part, is this map, your third is so far away, the zombies are a big threat, but now he sees, oh god, carriers. I mean, he can't just go into Corruptors. Flying across the map with his Corruptors, is he not going to hit any infested Marines? No. So Pard's going for the elimination victory. He does not want to grind this out against the zombies. Some roaches are rallied across the map, as you can see. They're getting wrecked. He's really investing a lot into his aggression, and this is kind of troubling me right now. I'm a bit worried for him, since he's going to be trying to attack into a player that's already got zombies in front of him, which means it's just going to be more difficult to get through that buffer. If I was Zergwave, I would just pull back and force him to fight while the zombies are there so that the zombies aggro towards him. But these zombies are only getting stronger and stronger with the 2-2 upgrades. Eventually, they're going to have 3-3. I think 3-3 should be in soon. This is on the hardest difficulty setting that is in the game. I didn't tell the players we'd be using the hardest difficulty setting. DTF legitly has finally lost all of his buildings. The poor bastard. The aberration with 450 health. He is just straight thugging it. Bam. You know what? Aberration actually just slaps things. I just noticed that. This is one of those scenarios where you can say he literally got his shit slapped. Or his starship slapped. As Pardy has led to the death of our first player. Cucked DTF legitly has been defeated. Now, because Red put so much across the map, the Nidus is finally cleaned up, but he's taken some serious damage on the ground. There's so many zombies approaching his base. The spine crawlers are beginning to fall. He invested so much into killing his opponents that he himself is going to die. His Corruptors can't attack the units on the ground. His Corruptors are useless. If Maynard were here, he'd be saying, "That's nothing." Now, Resin is still chilling. He's the only player to have not engaged another player. He's hanging in there just fine. Now, the Roaches have finally come back from the Nidus trip. But they took a lot of damage, and now 3-3 is done. So now these Marines, these infested Terrans, all do significantly more damage as Resin tries to push out into the map, but his Marines are worse upgraded than the infested Marines. The medevacs aren't enough. Aberration's going to roll up. And Resin, you're not expanding yet. You need a lot more units to expand, bud. Sorry. Meanwhile, these carriers do have +2 upgrades. They are going to town. Keep in mind, it is important to destroy the zombie buildings so that you can prevent the zombies from reaching critical upgrades. Eventually, they can get to 420 upgrades. I don't know if that's a Boolean in the Blizzard StarCraft engine, but I'm sure if it was possible, it can happen. We have Tempests on the way now for Zergwave as he holds on another Zerg wave of zombies. And the Liberators here are doing just fine against the zombies. I think he should try to push his Liberation zones out. He has the range upgrade, but Corruptors are going to try to come in here and poke. But we've got missile turrets. We've got Vikings. Is he really going to dive in on top of this? This is so risky. He is getting some of the Vikings in this position. Yeah, these Corruptors are durable. He has a shit ton of Corruptors. 22. Excuse my language. This is awesome. I love this game mode so much. So we have an attempt now, it seems, to try and get a 4th base for our purple Protoss player, Zergwave. And Pardy, man, he invested a lot of his money, but you know what? This is a big game hunters mode for the gold minerals. The gold minerals have 20,000 resources in them. So the bases don't really mine out. They do just drop to 4 mineral patches. Of course, if you don't have mules, you can't really overmine, but Broodlords have been morphed outside of Resin's base. I think if he unsieges all of his Liberators and stems in, I think he could clean this up. But he needs to be decisive, because right now his siege tanks are doing friendly fire to himself. Meanwhile, the Adepts are trying to clean up some of the zombie buildings. I'm guessing that's what they're trying to do here, as they push out, continuing to clean up some of these forces. The supply right now, we have a maxed out Protoss. Resin and Pard are dead even in supply, both at 155. I mean, really, he's got to unsiege his Liberators and go for it. He's just got to go for it. There we go. Okay, now he's going to move in the Liberators, trying to get some damage done. Keep in mind, those Corruptors do not have armor upgrades, so the Liberators do their normal damage to them. But the Broodlords have been saved. He needs to get more Vikings out. Oh, this is so frustrating. And at the same time, Zergwave's going to send some Adepts in. Wow. Okay, he's getting hit from both players at the same time. Pard is like, forget third bases, man. He's killing some Zerg buildings, but... Oh, God. The zombies have 4/4 upgrades, so... Suddenly, it's not so easy to clean these bad boys up. The Broodlords are fighting against the zombies. We have spawned units versus spawned units! This is great. The carriers have reached +3 attack. The Zergwave's like, you know what? I'm probably not getting to third base anytime soon. The gas geysers also don't run out, so they've got 20,000 resources in them. Now, Pard... He's got so many Corruptors. Really sick, actually. He doesn't have the ground force necessary. This guy, man. These zombies just mauling, going ham. Do these things have detection? No. So, you could use DTs if you want. Except for against the Diablo, Lord of Terrors. I don't think any have spawned. Oh, yep, there's our first one. Diablo, Lord of Terror. Does 114 damage versus structures and 72 damage versus anything else. Of course, it's melee range. It is basically a Mega Baneling. Now, the Broodlords are still stretched out in a long, protracted fight with the zombies, doing everything that they possibly can to stave off the onslaught. Meanwhile, Pard, man, he is desperately trying to push out. He wants a third base so badly. He's trying to start the hatch. Will he be able to hold on to it, man? I guess the Broodlords are going to distract the zombies for a long time, which is nice. It does help. And the Tempest slowly push this back. Do not let that guy blow up near your forces. It will do a lot of damage. So, Pard finally manages to start up that third base. The zombies, of course, are still going to try to hit from every possible angle. There's this bridge here on this backside. And the Broodlords, oof. Going to fire their Broodlings. Do the Broodlings have any upgrades? No. So they actually don't deal damage to these guys. The Broodlings actually don't do damage to them because they've all got at least 4 armor, and the Broodlings only do 4 damage normally. So it's more about the Broodling strikes. I guess the Broodlings are good fodder. They're good fodder. There's your Diablo, Lord of Terror, blowing up on these guys. Meanwhile, Zergwave slowly extending out. He's got a mothership now. Tempests have been added into the mix. Resin locked in on 2 bases. He did take a bit of a beating from those Broodlords. He lost some of his infrastructure. He lost a lot of his Liberators. He needs them to get his base back. This is good, though. He's stopping the aberrations from advancing forward using the Broodlings. Really messes with the zombie AI. This is one of my favorite mods ever. Whoever made this, you're a god. Actually, just add me as a hero unit and we're square. Replace the end boss with Nathanias, Eridor Lord of the Kappa Legions or something like that. So Resin's gonna step outside of his base. Now keep in mind, how many structures are there? I don't have a hostile structures tab, so this makes things interesting, I'd say. Mostly because these zombie structures are the key. There's a certain number of them on the map. When destroyed, the zombies stop spawning, and they have 5/5 upgrades now. So, yep. So these units are getting tougher and tougher to kill. Your normal forces, obviously, you can't upgrade yourself anymore. So, man, this guy's killed 4 units. Probably interceptors, I suppose. That's why he's switching into Tempest. He's like, you know what? I actually don't want to burn all my money on this. So. This is still tricky. Keep in mind, these players still have to defeat each other. Liberators are good against zombies, but they are not good against Tempests and Carriers. And it looks like Zergwave might be looking to get some work done now. He's moving across the north side of the map. Could be going to attack Resin, who... And he's got Vikings, he's got Liberators, mostly because of the Broodlord force, but... Uh-oh. Next big wave. More and more Diablos are going to spawn. More Aberrations are going to spawn. And keep in mind, of course, these Broodlings. Have they been upgraded yet? Important questions. The Diablo keeps blowing them up before I can click them. Let's just look at the upgrades here. Yeah. So 3/3, for Resin. He's got his +3 infantry armor. Not on the way yet. Neural Parasite. That's interesting. And the Broodlords are just to hold these forces back forever, basically. Which is fine. That's a good move. Oh, snap. Zergwave. He's making his way downtown. Flying fast. Zombies past. And he's green bound. So Resin finally trying to take this base one more time. But he's about to get lambasted by Tempests. And, okay, denies the +1 vehicle weapons. And this is a key moment right now. Resin needs to dive on top of this. But if he pulls his forces back home... Oh, some friendly fire from his Widowmine there. If he pulls his forces back home, he's going to be in trouble. At the same time, Zergwave's like, wow, his base just got cleaned out by these zombies. His carriers aren't killing them anymore. Oh, that's actually sick. Zergwave needs to bring his Tempests home. The Vikings are going to show up, though. He can chase this. I think if he focus fires on the Tempest, he could pick off most, if not all of them. He really just needs to keep attacking. Bring the rest of your Vikings. Okay, he's going to pull back. I mean, Purple's headed home anyway because he actually can't stop the zombies without the full brunt of his army. They now have 6 upgrades. These guys need to destroy the zombie structures or this game is just going to go out of hand. It's just going to completely fall apart. I mean, all the players should have massive banks because this is a big game hunters mod. But slowly but surely, it doesn't matter how much money you have, the zombies will overwhelm you because they just continuously get more and more powerful. Picks off another Viking out there. So let's look at the supply of the players. We have Zergwave, close to maxing out again. He's almost there. Pardy has been maxed for a while. I mean, his Broodlords have been great at stopping the opposing forces, but at some point... Well, he's actually losing Broodlords. These zombies are so hard to kill, the Broodlords are actually starting to get to work on him. Picks off another zombie structure. This is ridiculous. So, it's just so hard for them to defend. Now that Zergwave has the rest of his army back, he should be okay. He did lose a lot, but at least losing units meant he could build more, right? Because it opened up supply for him. I think DTs would all... Actually, you know what? DTs aren't good anymore. Because the Diablos will just blow up if you attack them. Alright, night is over, which means that these guys have more time. And I'll say it again, just in case you're watching this and you're amazed. You're like, wow, Nathanias, this is the greatest thing ever. It's called Zombie Fest. Go to custom game under multiplayer, not arcade. Go to multiplayer, custom. And pick any map. You can do this on any map. And hit create with extension mod. Go to top played. And Zombie Fest should be right up there. #1. So we have Zergwave pushing out. It looks like he's trying to maybe clean up the zombie structures or attack Resin. But moving through the center of the map, he's just trying to seize an opportunity here. There are still some structures available. Once the number of structures reaches a very low count, it will inform the players of all of the other structures' positions. So, as we can see, purple and red getting dangerously close to each other. Dangerously close. Poor blue. His old base is... It's nothing but a shadow of its former self. As Party continues to press out. Where are the last zombie structures? We got at least a couple down here. Alright. Alright. Ooh. Base gets denied by the zombies. Very dangerous to leave your base. Any wandering Zeds will attack you. And the biggest concentration of them is in the northern area now. Just outside of where Resin is set up. So... Uh-oh, nighttime comes once again. The players will need to return to their bases. Otherwise, they risk being top-decked and wrecked like Caseytron. Some melee upgrades are really, really needed to chew through that armor. But I don't know if it matters anymore. The zombies have reached level 7 upgrades. Spine crawlers are still useful. They do a good amount of damage. But these bastards are resilient. Liberators are going to need a siege up. But there's not really that many Liberators. Needs quite a few more. Biggest problem is, because of the way this map is designed, you've got multiple areas where you can be attacked. So, could break down these rocks as well. But I guess, I don't know if that would really help. Zergwave has retreated home to stop the next wave of zombies. Of course, his unit's barely doing damage to them. The Tempest can still do work. The Tempest can still kill them pretty easily. But the Broodlords as well, I'd say. But slowly and surely, those units will be able to march through those forces. Resin has lost his third base. And the main base of Party is under attack. The zombies continue to press on. Your queen does no damage. So the goal now for these players has to be to destroy the zombie structures. The ability to win this game is going to fall apart soon. I'm not sure, man. This is some tough stuff. I honestly, like, looking at this right now, I don't know if the players can even win anymore. Like, Purple has a big enough army, but he's having a hard time getting out. We're going to have to see what they do when daytime comes again. Daytime doesn't last very long on Nightmare difficulty. So let's see. What are the total unit compositions then? Liberators for Terran, Carrier, Tempest, Mothership for Protoss, and Broodlord. 28 Broodlords for Pardee. So that works. That works. I think at this point these guys can survive, though. Their armies are definitely strong enough to make it through the night. The zombies have just reached level 8 upgrades, though. So they will be able to push a little bit further forward than they were before. Aberration is actually super strong. Alright, it's daytime. This is the player's chance to make a difference. They can move out onto the map now. The zombies spawn in much lower numbers. And now is the time to get to work on those zombie structures. Otherwise, it's just going to get more and more difficult. Because those gold minerals, they do last a long time. But not having the blue minerals does lower your total income amount. As we can see, yeah, okay, he's got the gold minerals, but his total income is quite low since he lost the third base. He's retaken it, but he doesn't have any drones there as the Broodlords push out once more. Where are the other zombie structures? The players get notified as the zombie building count drops. There we go, 2 more of them will be picked off. 5 left. 4 left. Alright, so you can see some of the last ones are here. 3 structures left. This one, and this one, and this one. They're the last 3 zombie buildings that are left in this game. And this actually shows... Okay, so the zombie structures are about to be eliminated. This is going to start the next phase of the game, which is called Post-Apocalyptic Recovery. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you just yet. These 2 structures are all that are preventing the eventual end for this mod, this game, as it will signal the end of the zombie phase. Now, they can't reach this because their armies are kind of caught out here. Well, they're actually going to run into each other. I don't know if they actually want to fight with these zombies right here. They're so close to getting the last zombie buildings eliminated. Only 2 zombie structures left. And the zombies, they should be reaching 9 upgrades. It pinged them for them, so they should have known. But these guys are having a progressively more difficult time defending. Bringing your units out on the map during the night is, well, it's not the smartest thing that you can do. Purple runs home. His third has been overrun. And, oh, Resin barely holding on to his natural. Those Liberators are really, really good against these units. And the main base has almost been cleared out. But not quite. Not quite, actually. This is still really rough. The natural is gone for part. He still has the third. But he needs to get to this. Oh my god, some of these. Okay, zombies have reached level 9 upgrades. I mean, Marines are now doing 14 damage. They have 9 armor. Marines no longer deal damage to the zombies. Well, they didn't really deal damage before. Marauders don't do much damage at all now either. Zerglings are useless. Broodlings are useless. Even level 3 upgrade Broodlings are useless. Interceptors actually do 1 damage a shot now against zombies. It's the number of interceptors that counts at this point. The 2 zombie structures are just east. So when daytime comes, that's when we should see the final push to end the zombie phase. Otherwise, I don't think these guys are going to survive another night. Zergwave will just be the guy that wins just by holding out longer because his army's more mobile than Broodlord's. It is pretty sick, though. The Broodlings are great at blocking the pathing of these zombies. What an awesome fight to watch. Holding them back until dawn. I read in the dev notes or something that apparently aberrations were meant to be giant banelings, apparently. They're a form of infested Terran, which is why Zerg can't build them normally. But they were supposed to be the equivalent of the infested Terran from StarCraft Brood War. Obviously, they are not. They are very different. But they still have the Baneling bulbs on their back. Alright, this is it. The last big move out. Zergwave is going for it. His sights are set on the final zombie structures right here. These 2 infested cocoons will put an end to the zombies in this game if they can destroy them. And I think that's exactly what we're about to see. So this is going to be it, boys. Zergwave is going for it. Now, at the same time, Pardee is attacking Resin. He's going to take some shots at his Liberators. He really needs to be careful here. The Vikings are going to take some shots back. I think there's enough Corruptors to bowl through this, but uh-oh, here we go. Last 2 zombie structures are here. They are all gone. And that is the sound of your demise. Okay, now the Kerrigans have spawned on the map. 3 Kerrigans, it looks like. I can't tell exactly how many. These are pretty strong. Kerrigan has a lot of health. Has the Immortal Hardened Shield ability, which isn't listed on it. And can 2-3-shot pretty much anything in the game. Still has the support of the zombies behind her. Now, no more zombies will spawn, but there are still zombies on the map. So, dealing with her is going to be problematic. I think that the army here is big enough, though, for Zergwave. So, he can handle this Kerrigan. This one is pushing quite hard. But, oh, she's attacking the Broodlings. Okay. Alright. These players' armies have dealt with the Kerrigans pretty easily. Thankfully for Green, no Kerrigan has headed to his base, as they've defeated the first one there. This is one of the reasons why you don't want to lose your whole army in the final push to break the zombies. And she's attacking the Broodlings. She done goofed. And, oh god. I think Green's in some trouble now. Green doesn't have enough to stop the Kerrigan. She is a detector too, so cloaked units don't really work. So the zombies are going to be eliminated then. No more zombies spawn. I think this Kerrigan is going to kill Green. Green's pretty boned right now. He's like, ah! What do I do? So all Red needs to do is get the currently existing zombies out of his base. Then he can be free to retake the map. And Zergwave, there are still some zombies left, but no more will spawn. As you guys can see, the map is being cleaned up. The FPS is returning to the players. So it looks like Green is going to die to the Kerrigan. I don't think he can stop her. There's just too much here. Meanwhile, Red has lost a lot to these zombies. 17 damage a hit. Can actually lose his Spire. I think he is going to lose his Spire. Maybe? Okay, well, just barely dealt with that zombie in time. Alright. So the zombies are pretty much all gone. There's just a handful still roaming the map aimlessly. Not really much else going on. And Zergwave is going to lock himself in on these forces while he moves out with his main arm. I think Zergwave's got this, to be honest. I think green could use help. How much armor does Kerrigan have? None. She has the Immortal's Hardened Shield. I don't think she can take more than 10 damage in one time. She's really strong. Like, really strong. And now green meets his untimely demise as the Golden Armada, or should I say, the Purple Armada, begins to storm his base. Zergwave attacks. And I think that's going to be the end here for Resin. As he gives a smiley face. He knows it's all ogre. He's the green man, but he is recognizing that it is all ogre. Meanwhile, Pardee retakes. I have too many broods to take on a max toss army as he recalls back to his base. He did deal with the Kerrigan for green, so that's nice of him. He did kill the Kerrigan, so spared him of that trouble. I think that's it. Just a handful of zombies are left on the map. There's no more. Nighttime will never return. So, what he needs to do... Oh man, I think the Zerg... I think Pardee's... Yeah, I don't know how he's supposed to beat this army. I think he's dead. Like, this is the Golden Armada. If he catches him out off guard and he uses enough air bolas with his Vipers, maybe, but he only has 3 Vipers, so he's about to run headlong into this army too. Here we go. Here we go. He needs to just trade out and then remax, but he doesn't have any money. Gold minerals everywhere, but he's actually broke. He's gonna go for the fight, and this should basically be the game ender then. As the Corruptors are doing everything that they can, and the Parasitic Bomb does get dropped, but I think it's too little too late. As the Purple Fleet assails. Now, he has killed a lot of the Interceptors, but nah, some of these carriers still have full loads. Rip. Zergwave, man, just too strong. The Grandmaster, a Zerg player, showing his Protoss skills, and that is it. The handful of zombies that are left are actually going to kill. Oh, they're going to kill poor Resin. GG, Zergwave! Takes it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream and these games. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Let everybody know how much you like my videos and my stream. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.